All right, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on a Saturday. I'm Professor Nikiforak, and today we're going to talk about a fun subject that will be K-pop. So, some of the questions we'll look at today are: do you enjoy K-dramas? What are some characteristics of K-dramas? So, why are they special? What makes them unique? How are they different from American dramas or soap operas? Hi, we have a few students coming in already. Lovely. Kathleen, hello again. Great to see you. Great. If anyone else is here, send a message, say hi, share how you're doing today. Awesome. Okay, so K dramas. We're talking all about K dramas today. Do you think that K dramas are realistic? They're truthful. They depict real situations, or totally unrealistic. They're impossible. Those things could never happen in real life. And which K drama actors and actresses make you swoon? Swoon is an expression, actually, it's a verb. It kind of means to do this action, like, wow, I'm so in love with this actor or actress. I am swooning over them. I really like them. So we'll talk about that today. I'll give you some useful phrases, hopefully, when discussing K dramas. And as usual, we will end with a quiz. We have some more students here. Jibam, hi. Thank you for showing up. Uh, Unju, hello. Welcome back. I remember your name. Garden One, hello. I think you were here last week, but remind me if you were. I think you were. Your name looked super familiar. Great, great. Okay, everyone. So let's just jump straight into it. What does K drama mean? I would love to hear your definition. What is a K drama? Who can type it? And hello, welcome, welcome. Great to see you. Okay, everybody, what does K drama mean? I would love to see your answers. I think this is a little bit of an easy question. So maybe you feel like you don't need to answer it. However, why not? Why not be the first? Yes, Kathleen, thank you. Of course, yes, it means Korean drama. So drama referring to, this form of entertainment. Oh, we have some more. Yes, nice to see you. Nice to see you on YouTube in the chat room. This is Songmin Lee. Hello, great. Korean drama? Question mark. Unju, you are correct. Awesome. So we can say K drama. We can say Korean drama. Interchangeably, they're the same thing. They're just referring to the television series made in South Korea using the South Korean language. But every now and then we do hear some English spoken in K-dramas. I've noticed it's usually by some like rich man who studied abroad. We'll talk about that later. Some of the cliches or tropes in Korean dramas, such as the very rich CEO, and then kind of the poorer girl, and anyway, they still fall in love, like a Cinderella story. That one is always fun to talk about. Yes, Seon, perfect. Talking about romance. Yes, that'll be a big theme today because, when it comes to art, especially entertainment, I guess, revolving around movies, television shows, and songs, as humans, we're attracted to the subject of love and romance. Very good. Okay, so before I share my thoughts with you, I would like to know what your idea is. What are some characteristics of K-dramas? I will type the question. What are some characteristics? So, what are some things that you see often in a K drama? What are things that often happen? What are some, let's say, ideas that get used again and again? Or some characters, some types of people that you see? I can give another example. So, a characteristic of K drama, lots of romance. Yes, as we just saw. Maybe a lot of gestures, like, what have I seen? Well, a lot of tragedy, like a couple is in love, but then there's like a car crash or some accident or some hospital scene. I've noticed a lot of those. Um, oh, the evil stepmother, or I guess mother-in-law. So some family member who is older than the main character and is trying to control things like that. What are some other characteristics? Let's see. Oh, Sungmin, excellent. Happy ending and love stories. Yes, yes, I like K-dramas because they usually end in a happy way. Usually. Joyce says they always include romance. I would agree with you. Yes, the historical ones, the medical ones, there's always some love line, right? Some romantic situation. Garden one says crying. Certainly, I have seen a fair share of crying in K-dramas, and I have also cried because of certain situations in K-dramas. I hope there are no spoilers that will be given away today, but I will admit that I cried very hard at the end of Mr. Sunshine. I won't say why, but you probably know why. Good, good, good. Kathleen says their fiancés are their unknown sibling. That's right. Yes, yes, yes. So some like very unique situation involving like luck in terms of your destiny or your fate, or some unlucky fate or strange situation like that. So yeah, people who are related, they find out they're related. There's another one that we call the gender bender, where maybe the boy dresses up as a girl or the girl dresses up as the boy, and then somehow, you know, their true identity is revealed. What else? Oh, there are tons actually. We can save them for a bit later. We could say that maybe K-dramas, like overall, they display a lot of traditional family values. Like maybe there are dramatic situations about family relationships, you know, parent-child conflicts, friendships, and of course, lots and lots of romance, lots of love story. Excuse me, love stories. Um, Lots of references to fate. So, who is destined to be with whom? We talked before about the rich man, the poor man. Um, Lots of romantic gestures, like a man bending down on his knee and tying somebody's shoe, like the woman of his interests' shoelace. Back hug, hugging someone from the back. What else? I don't know, people falling asleep or pretending to be asleep and kind of watching each other sleep. Lots of like just things that kind of happen more often in K-dramas than you would see in other forms of media. Oh, another one is umbrellas. I can think of so many K-dramas where some man usually is holding an umbrella and gives shelter to, you know, his love interest, or maybe the other way around. The girl holds the umbrella for the man. Joyce says, wow, you are a specialist of K-drama. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. I've only seen a few in my life, so I think there are bigger fans out there, but I do appreciate K-dramas a lot. And I'm just curious, before we jump in more, about your opinion, everybody. Do you like K-dramas? Do you enjoy them? Yes or no? Why? Why not? If you love them, say why you love them, why they are special to you, or why they appeal to you. So that's my other question for you. So do you like K-dramas? What do you think? Are you a big fan, or you do not enjoy them? You're not a big fan of K-dramas because you can give your reasons. Wow, Joyce, excellent. Sometimes they are like a telenovela. So kind of like a novella, a very short work of fiction, like a short story, a series of short stories, I mean. Instead of it being a long thing, it could be shortened like a novella. Very good, very good. We'll talk about that a little bit later, because I think a characteristic of K-dramas is their length. They usually don't go on and on and on for a really long period of time. But we'll talk about how in the West, we have something called soap operas. Those are serial dramas like in Korea, but they can last. They can go on for a long time, like 50 years in some cases. My mom watches a soap opera in Canada that has been running, so going on or being shown, being broadcast for a long time, like Guiding Light. Oh, I love this. This is a really fun conversation. Okay, anybody else? Do you like K-dramas? I hope you like them at least a little bit because otherwise this could be a little boring for you. Do you like K-dramas? Yes or no? Why not? I think Joyce could be a fan because Joyce has written a lot. So I think Joyce enjoys K-dramas from time to time. That's just my opinion here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, thank you. Okay, anyone else? I'll give you a minute to type your answer. Do you enjoy K-dramas? Yes or no? Alohi, thank you. Yes, I enjoy the thrillers. Could you please name a few thrillers? I would love to get some recommendations. Awesome. Very good. Definitely K-dramas have so many different genres or themes, right? Different types within its category. Okay, so we have two fans, Joyce and Alohi. Oh, Wise Doctors. I think I've heard of that one. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's super trendy these days. Kathleen, no. Crying, laughing emoji, no. They are predictable because they have too many cliches. Great language. And we'll talk about cliches later. Oh, yes, Alohi, well done. Kingdom and Voice. So I have seen Kingdom. I've watched Kingdom. I'm a fan of it, actually. We'll talk more about that later. Haven't seen Voice. I will research that. Thank you. Songmin Lee, thank you. I love to watch action scenes. Very cool, very cool. If you could recommend a K-drama with lots of action, that would be cool. Okay, good. So we are going to start with a little bit of vocabulary. So as you can see here, there is an expression, soap opera. I think a lot of native speakers might use the word or expression soap opera when they're talking about Korean dramas if they don't know that much about Korean dramas. So when I first moved to Korea, I didn't really think there was a difference between like American Western soap operas and Korean dramas. But then when I started to watch Korean dramas, I realized that these are pretty different things. They have some similarities because soap operas and K-dramas both focus on romantic stories, but there are some differences. So anyway, soap opera. I'm curious, have you ever watched a soap opera, an American style, let's say, soap opera? So a soap opera is technically a serial drama. Serial means again and again repeated in a series. It's a drama broadcast. In the past, they were done on the radio, but of course, with the advent of television, it has found its new home. Maybe the next new home for these could be Netflix. Who knows? But anyhow, so think of soap opera as a serial TV show during the daytime soaps. So in my country and like America, so my country's Canada, but America and UK, etc., these love stories are shown during the day. And they became really popular with a lot of housewives or just people who are at home during the daytime. Maybe they work from home, maybe they're raising children for whatever reason. Maybe right now during coronavirus, these are becoming more popular with the wider population. But usually women at home during the daytime watch soap operas. Joyce mentioned Guiding Light. I am so impressed that you know that one. Anyone else? Have you ever watched a soap opera or do you know anything about a soap opera? Are you curious about them? Or would you like to use soap opera in a sentence? Joyce, lovely. I used to watch soap operas around 2 p.m. That's exactly it. Very good. Alohi, the young and the restless days of our lives. Those are the titles of some very famous American soap operas. Awesome, awesome. So, soap opera, they're characterized by interpersonal relationships, maybe melodrama, so kind of like exaggeration, lots and lots of sentimentality, so lots of emotions, lots of crying, lots of people getting into a relationship and then breaking up and repeating that cycle. And unlike the Korean dramas, sometimes a soap opera can have no ending. They just keep on rolling. I mentioned that sometimes they can last for around 50 years or more. Um, Personally, I used to watch French soap operas when I was studying French, when I was when I was a teenager. They helped me, those dramas helped me learn French because the language in them, pretty easy, not too complex. So I used to watch soap operas to help me learn the language. My mother loves to watch soap operas. How about you? Oh, we have lots of comments. Cool, the X-Files. Yes, I'm not sure if the X-Files is broadcast during the daytime or nighttime. So remember, these are daytime shows. I guess now that it's in like syndication, it's being like rebroadcast. Sure. X-Files might just be considered a drama. When I was in primary school, I used to watch soap operas at 8 a.m. before school. There you go, Kathleen. Excellent. Yes, that's the idea here. Songmin Lee asks Friends. So you could think of Friends as a soap opera, surely, but I like that one as sitcom. So I consider Friends more as a sitcom, situational comedy. So it's a funny story, and it was broadcast during the evenings. I guess it's hard to know, living in Korea, when these American shows appear on television. So, like, how could you know that one show appeared in the nighttime and the other ones, would be broadcast during the day? So, I'm getting a little bit too technical here. We don't need to worry too much. Think of soap opera as like a big love story that happens, like it's broadcast during the daytime. Joyce, they have been broadcast on AFKN. I think that's the broadcast like name or the channel's name. Some people are sometimes gone and come back again after a few years. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. That is such a good characteristic. Shadowhunters question mark. I don't know Shadowhunters. I will search it later. If it's cool, let me know more about it. Give me a description. Great, great. Okay, sure. You're welcome, Songmin. Again, we don't need to worry too much about this because when you're talking with native speakers about the subject, like you don't need to get the exact media term correct because even native speakers kind of like draw the line or categorize these things differently. So it's not a huge deal. So really don't worry. American Forces Korean Network. So I guess that would cater to an American like audience. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Lovely. Okay, so now we'll get into something a little more technical. A trope. A trope. I hope you can see this board. Let's move it here. All right, so think of a trope as a common idea or theme in the arts. So it's like a common recognizable plot element, theme, or just like visual thing that you see. In K dramas, you see a lot of repeated things. We talked before about like the evil stepmother is a common trope in K dramas. Now, a trope is just something that is repeated often. It's not a cliche. We'll talk about cliche next. Cliche is like a negative trope, like a trope trope is idea. Think of it as idea. It's something that's been used again and again. That's cliche. Cliche like is again and again until it is very bad and it has lost its meaning. So a little bit different, but let's try together. Can you try to make a sentence with the word trope? Or if you have a question, also please ask. So, do you know any K-drama tropes? Or try to use it in a sentence. So, another K-drama trope is the Cinderella story, right? The rich man and the poor woman. But now I've seen a few K-dramas where that situation, that trope is reversed. So it's the rich woman, maybe a poor man, something like that. Another trope that I have seen a lot is the wrist grab. In a lot of K-dramas, sometimes, I don't know for whatever reason, but someone will grab somebody's wrist like this, and it's usually a very intense, special moment. They grab the wrist to protect somebody from danger, or, maybe to get their attention. That's a trope. So it's like an idea or thing or situation that happens again and again. It's not like negative or positive. It just is what it is. Anybody? A K-drama trope. Think of it as like a characteristic. Good job! Yes, Joyce, thank you. A trope in Korean dramas is amnesia. Amnesia, very good. That's where the character maybe forgets everything. There you go. They have trouble remembering. Excellent. I have seen that. It kind of relates to the trope of hospitalization, right? Like a tragic car crash that befalls the lovers, that happens to the couple. Very good. Any other tropes? I'll give you all a minute. Or maybe you're saving your ideas for the next word, which is cliche, because we can argue whether or not something is a trope or a cliche. It depends on you. It's subjective. It depends on the viewer. Yes, Joyce, well done. The character has a disease. There you go. There you go. Awesome. Okay, so let's move on to cliche, because I think we're saving our answers for cliche. So cliche, a little bit different than trope. It's an idea or expression that is overused, therefore losing its meaning. Okay, so we have another message back for trope, the stepmother. Yes, yes, yes. And not only in K-dramas, right? In tons of media. Very good. So cliche. This one is being overused, too often happening to the point where it loses its meaning or effect, and maybe it could feel a little funny or strange or awkward, or kind of, we have this expression, cheesy. So it's not that serious. You might even just laugh when you see it. So again, trope is the storytelling convention where you repeat an idea or a theme, and a cliche is a type of trope. The cliche is like negative trope, all right? So it is overused, has no meaning anymore. There you go. Like Alohi says, the mean girl. Sure, we've all seen that mean girl character in a K-drama maybe too many times, right? Like, oh, okay, you're the mean girl. Great. Let's move on. Any cliches that you know from a K-drama, or can you just use the word cliche in a sentence? We often say, that's so cliche. So when I see a character in a K-drama who is suddenly sleeping, they're in a coma, right? They're in a coma. I think, oh, that's such a cliche. Or when, I don't know, they say an expression like Kajima, like don't go, don't go. Oh, what a cliche, like this. So it's like overused. Joyce said like amnesia. That could be maybe a little bit of a cliche depending on how you see that situation or how the drama handles it and depicts it. The drama could do a good job, not really use cliches, or they maybe have certain writers who prefer to use these cliches. Sungmin Lee, yes, rich versus poor is such a cliche. Stepmother's always trying to take the father's legacies, says Kathleen. Well done. And I love that word legacy, like their wealth, like their like I guess their inheritance that they would leave for others. Awesome. Kona says birth secrets. Oh yes, 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 yes. Or I just thought of one, like the couple, they know each other as children somehow. Like the man and woman, they met as children and then they are separated for a long period of time and they meet back together again. Maybe they fight, a couple fights over a silly, silly thing and they break up, they stop dating, and then you have to wait a few episodes. Maybe there's going to be like 3 or 4 episodes where both characters are crying separately from each other. That's kind of cliche. We know that couple will end up together again. Oh, very good. So Lee says, rich guys around one poor girl, excuse me, in K-dramas. Yes, yes, that's right. So just like a gang of rich people and then one person who is like left out. They don't fit in. Awesome. Yes, those are definite cliches. Good job, everyone. Joyce, the cliche in K-drama is a coincidental meeting, like an accidental meeting, like, or you could even think of like a meeting of fate. And they end up in a wedding. Sure, like accidental meeting, and then they just end up getting married. Yes, I can think of so many examples of that. Well done. Cool, very good. Or like, you know, the sidekick friend, the friend who is maybe likes to date many people. We can go like that. Oh, Hyunju says, a rich and handsome hero falls in love with a pretty and poor heroine. Awesome. Very good, and well written. Cinderella story. Very good, very good. Awesome. Okay, so we can go on and on. We know this one well. Just a small spelling tip. You have the accent on the E because this word is a loan word from French. Everything is okay. So I mean, you can write cliche with the accent, or you can remove the accent, the line word, and both I believe are acceptable spellings, at least in my country. So don't worry about that. Cliche, cliche. Great. Okay, and we're moving on to a verb, which is fun, and maybe you know it already, maybe you don't, but cringe. So we are moving on from cliche into cringe. Cringe is when you feel like disgust or embarrassment and you move your body and your face in a way that shows it. So I would say as a sample sentence, I cringed. It's like you curl up your fingers and you make a squishy face with your face, or you even curl your toes back, you know, your toes on your feet. So like this, I cringed. I cringed when the awkward man asked the beautiful girl for a date in the K-drama, like that. So that's cringing. So maybe when a cliche happens in a movie, you cringe like this. Maybe you can try to use it in a sentence. So, who can try cringe? What makes you cringe? Their conversation made me cringe. Anyone? I can say something a little, could be controversial. I'm so sorry if there are any Goblin fans, Tokebi, Goblin, but in my case, when I kind of found out the situation that, you know, this very ancient old man, he's kind of, you know, developing romantic feelings for a young girl, like maybe a high school student. So I understood it was a fictional story and there were elements of magic and time travel, I suppose, but I couldn't really understand that love story at first. So I would cringe thinking about Tokebi and, you know, this high school girl being together. So that made me cringe. How about you? Were there any moments where you cringed? I'll stop doing this because it's a little bit weird looking. How about you? a moment when you cringed in a drama. So blah, blah, blah made me cringe. Or I cringe when, oh, perfect, Kathleen, good job. I cringe when I see a man hit the wall behind the woman. Ew. Well done. So it's kind of, I wish I had a wall present to help me, but I know what you're talking about. So here's a wall. The man hits the wall and then speaks to the woman like this. Yes, I think I cringe too when that happens. Good job. Joyce says she cringed when a stranger talked to her in the darkness. Yes, very good, very good. Perfect sentence. So cringe has become a little bit of a slang. It maybe isn't a verb all of the time. When we use it in the slang form, we could say cringy. Cringey. We add a Y. So cringy. It becomes like an adjective, how we describe something. Like, oh, that was so cringy. Cringy. That was so cringy. It was so cringy when blah, blah, blah. It was so cringy when he grabbed her wrist. So we've changed that into a slang. Another slang becomes, I'll type it because it's a little bit hard to explain. Cringe worthy. So that's a slang that a lot of young people use. Worthy of cringing. Worthy meaning deserving of cringing. So that was so cringeworthy, like that. Oh my God, how cringeworthy, meaning it made me cringe. Okay, we'll move on from that. Let's check our messages. Songmin, good job. Yes, you cringe when you hear an old man complaining about social issues. Excellent, excellent job. That's a really cute sentence. Kona says, honey, you're wearing that t-shirt again? Pretty. Very cute, very cute. Lee says, when rich and handsome guy falls in love with just one poor girl. Yeah, very cringy, very good. Or Hyunji says, a mean woman is afraid of nothing to achieve what she wants. Yes, she's very ruthless. Very good, very good. Okay, so we'll move on to a little bit of a discussion. So we finished our vocabulary from now. I would like to ask you, what is your favorite K-drama? So it's hard to pick one, but please share with me your favorite K-drama. And if you would like to write why, that would be cool. If you really can't choose one, that's okay. You can say maybe 2 or 3. But let's get a conversation going about our favorite Korean drama. So what is your favorite Korean drama? And if you can answer, and why? I don't think I could personally choose a favorite. Actually, I will choose one. I'll go with it. So I'll go with, excuse me, dun, 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 Mr. Sunshine. For a lot of reasons, I liked the historical period. So it was set when Korea was fighting for independence against Japan. As a native speaker, I did enjoy the use of English in that drama. There was a Wegugan character even, so like there was this like very pale, blonde-haired woman who was like an English teacher, so I just thought that was kind of cute. And also, you know, historically accurate because like English teachers and missionaries were beginning to come over, you know, a little bit around that time, like end of Joseon. So yeah, that made sense. Yeah, and of course the story was incredible, and I'm a fan of the main actor Lee Byung-hyun. So yes, Mr. Sunshine would be mine. How about yours? Tears of Dragon, very good. Okay, Lofty Signal. I just realized it's probably hard to write the title in English because, well, Mr. Sunshine is Korean and English, but some of them like Boys Over Flowers. I forget the Korean name. It's like something like that. Like, so yes, you need to do a little bit of translation. Oh yes, going back to Mr. Sunshine, Lee says, not Mr. Sunshine, Tears of Dragon. I misunderstood. Tears of Dragon, it's all about the Joseon dynasty. That was cool. Cool, very good. Yes, I like historical dramas. I don't know too many of them. I recently started watching kind of a funny one. What was it called? Slave Hunters. It's just a kind of a feel good comedic one. Excuse me. Melo is my nature. That one I don't know. I will have to search it. Anybody else? Your favorite Korean drama? I saw a student earlier, I think Alohi, talk about Kingdom. That is a very popular one. I know that it is very popular also abroad in Canada and America. So I've heard from a lot of my friends in North America how cool they think Kingdom is, the Korean zombie historical thriller. Alohi, back again. Good, good. Okay, so the Reply series, because of the humor and how it goes back and forth from past to present. Excellent answer. I think that a lot of people would agree with you. Very good. Hyunju says, the Descendants of the Sun. The development is romantic and the heroine is really pretty. Very good, very good. Just curious, I know there are some dramas these days that are really popular, like Crash Landing on You, Itaewon Class. Anyone watching those and enjoying those at the moment? Lofty is about an old man intern nowadays. Cool, cool. Wow. Yeah, I like a variety of subjects. So they could be kind of serious about like, I don't know, medicine, history, corporate life. My favorite K-drama, says Joyce, Wise Doctor, which describes a human love story, an ER situation, and friendships. Cool, cool. I don't know those. I need to check them out. As I mentioned, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I do try to watch some K-drama to learn Korean and to see some of my favorite actors and actresses. I love all Hyunbin dramas. Very, very cool. Very cool. I think I'm a big fan of Lee Byung-hyun, so I've seen what else? Goblin? No, not Goblin. He's not Goblin. Iris. That's the one. Iris. It's kind of old, but I like Iris a lot. Kill Me, Heal Me. Pretty cool too. Garden says, I have enjoyed Into the World of Mr. and Miss. Have you ever seen that, Professor? No, I haven't, but I would like to check it out. Kona says, my favorite comic K-drama is the Incarnation of Jealousy. Wow, these sound so cool. I need to start watching more. Maybe I will binge watch a few. Binge watch is another slang. It means to watch like a lot of television in a short period of time. So just like episode after episode, just keep going. I might binge watch a few of these later. Cool. Oh, that's a hard question. Lee asks, who is your most favorite Korean actor? Oh, I don't know. It's really hard to choose, but I might just go with Lee Byung-hyun again. I think he appeared in like some Hollywood movies as well. I forget. Maybe G.I. Joe. I can't remember exactly, but he's so internationally famous. I don't know anything about his personal life, but I like his acting style. Yes. Good. Okay, so if you want to share your favorite actor or actress, go ahead. But we have a few more vocabulary words. These ones are just a little technical. We'll get through them quickly. So I would love if you could follow along and write some sentences yourself. Oh, Garden 1. Okay, awesome. You gave me the Korean title, I believe. I'll check that. Thank you. Good. Okay, so we're going to get now to season. When we talk about like categorizing shows, we talk about seasons and episodes. So season, you probably know, is a collection of episodes. So a collection of units. So season 1, season 2, season 3, like that. And the seasons contain the individual episodes. I think, at least in like Western media, a season usually equals 1 year. I'm not sure about in Korea, but it's generally a year of episodes of one particular show. And I think a season used to be around 22 episodes. That is kind of like back in the day, like in the past, but I'm not sure if that rule is followed anymore. Probably not. But anyway, so a season, not talking about winter, spring, summer, fall in media, a season. So a collection of episodes. Oh, Lee, thank you. I think you're right. I'll be checking on that. Cool. Okay, everyone. So can you please write about season? Can you use season in a sentence? For example, I started watching a drama, but oh, it had too many seasons. I couldn't give up that much time. Or I only watched the drama until the third season. After that, I stopped. We could also say, like, we talk about American dramas because Joyce is saying, as far as I know, maybe we don't have seasons in Korea. That's right. That's right. Because maybe the K drama ends, after a certain number of episodes and they don't continue year to year. Good job. So in that case, you can now switch your brain to start thinking about like American dramas, perhaps, or dramas where there are so many episodes they get divided into seasons. So in my case, I tried to watch the first season of Game of Thrones, which is pretty popular internationally, but it was too violent and scary, so I didn't continue. I stopped midway through the first season. Alohi says, the first season of a drama to me is always the best. Very good. Okay. So you think that it starts off and shows everything that it needs to in the beginning. Kathleen, I'm watching Doctor Who and it has 12 seasons. Oh, I'm not sure when I can finish it. So 12 seasons is probably equal to like 100 or more episodes. Good job. Okay, then why don't we move on to the next one? Episode. Just one TV show, right? So one unit. So I could say, have you seen the first episode of Dokkibi? Maybe episode 3 was my favorite episode. Let's try to use now episode. So that's like an individual unit. So that's like the one that shows on TV once a week. So that's episode 1. Next week, you get episode 2. So do you have a favorite episode of a K-drama? Can you skip an episode and just watch the next one? Joyce says, some directors use similar ones instead of seasons. I got it. Oh, thank you. Very useful. Okay, Garden, I will try to search that. Anyone else with an episode? And episode is used not only with television, but I've noticed with webtoons these days. So if you're on Naver reading your favorite webtoon, a lot of webtoonists divide their comic story into episodes. And a lot of them shorten it and they just say EP. It's kind of a slang. It's like EP1, EP2. That just means episode 1, episode 2. Okay, so a few, Garden 1 is right. Okay. So there could be some, I don't know, a lot of different viewpoints and ways of dividing this all. So I'll have to do a little bit more research later, but thank you. And again, not a huge deal. When you're speaking with a native speaker, like you don't need to say episode perfectly. You could say EP. We'll know what you're saying. Good job. Or just show. I watched the show. That's okay. Good. Kona, I hate to skip any episodes. I watch all or none. Very good. All or nothing. Excellent. You could talk about how I cried when I saw the final episode of one of the, let's say, reply dramas, or the end of Itaewon Class. I cried at the last episode. Or the last episode made me so happy. I was so satisfied. Joyce Wu. I can't remember the title. They were so popular. Oh, I hope we figure it out. Cool. Anyone else? All right. And this one we all know. We won't spend much time on it. An actor or an actress, a person who plays a role, right? So they act, they perform in some type of production, like a show, a play, a movie, a TV show, a radio drama, and so on. So, of course, you know, actor is a man, actress is a woman, but when referring to a group, if there's men and women in the mix, we just call them actors. And in Canada, a lot of people do not even use actress for a female. They just kind of say actor is, you know, that's the profession's name. We won't make it into different genders. Consider it like teacher, actor. So some countries or some groups of people just use only actor to mean a man or a woman. Other times, right, they like to use actress. So what I'm saying is use the word actor and you mean a female, I don't think it's a problem or a mistake. But if you always be like 100%, you know, exact, you remember actress for the woman, actor for the man. But again, you don't need to, in my opinion, you don't need to worry about this distinction too much. And Songmin says, yes, movie star, there you go. You can just call them a movie star and it doesn't mean man or woman. And your favorite actor is Hyunbin. Another shout out to Hyunbin. He's so popular. I usually watch his works and films. Awesome. Film star. Yes, of course you could say that. Film star, right? Movie star, actor, actress. Even you can say like star, sometimes people say. And we usually understand you're referring to someone who stars in movies. Very good. So I would like to know your favorite actor or actress. Who is that? You could talk about K-dramas, but if you want to bring it a bit bigger, we can talk about really actors or actresses from anything. Joyce, you're certainly a big fan. Very good. So any actor or actress you would like to shout out to and make a sentence for. Another question we can consider is, do you think that certain actors are typecast? This is a good question. Typecast. Typecast means when an actor or actress always plays the same role, the same type of character because of the way they look. So it means like maybe a woman who's so beautiful, we would say she's typecast, like cast means like casting. So she's selected for the role. She's typecast. So she's picked out because she's so pretty. And that means like maybe she always plays the pretty woman. Or maybe there's an actress who's maybe, you know, a little bit older and is also like herself like a mother. So she always gets like the ajuma role. Like she's kind of the older woman, or, you know, the lady who's like cleaning the house or something. Like it's kind of a way of, you know, choosing an actor or actress based on their physical appearance. So that sometimes happens. My favorite actor is Gong Yoo. Very good, very good. Evil role actor. I like them, says Songmin. Very good. As a mood maker. Ah, yeah, very good. Awesome. Anyone else? By the way, Kathleen, I'm not sure if I know that actor, so I'll have to search it. If I had more time, I'd do it now and react. But I'll do that later. Cool. All right. And our last word, character. We know this one, character as a fictional person in a story. So someone who is, you know, not real, is a role that is portrayed by the actor or actresses. Ooh, Joyce likes Chinese actors. Very cool. So about character, right? It's the fictional person in a narrative, in a story. So that could be like movie, novel, video game, etc. Any type of story. So maybe we'll talk about really fast before we finish our favorite character. So do you have a favorite character? Such as, for me, my favorite character would be Eugene Choi from Mr. Sunshine. Do you have a favorite character? Who is your favorite K-drama character? What types of characters do you like? So maybe some characters who play like the evil role. Sure, that could be fine. Favorite character. I'm going to move this over. We're finished here with that. All right. So we have a few sample sentences. Joyce, most K-dramas have good and bad characters. A good-natured main character against a mean character. Good job. Oh, another shout out to Eugene Choi. I'm so happy. Great. Thank you. Yes. He was really cool. He spoke English, right? And he was really brave. Good character. Anyone else? Your favorite character? All right. Why don't we move on to our final question before the quiz? So, this is something I want to ask because in my country it doesn't happen that often. Have you ever seen a K-drama being filmed? So, in my experience living in Canada, when I'm just, going about my daily life, so living my life, walking around, doing something, I never accidentally walked into the set of something being filmed. So I never walked into a situation where there's a camera crew and people are filming something that would be on national TV. However, in my short time living in Korea, at least twice, I have just stumbled into a situation where, they're filming, I think it's a K-drama. And I think that's really cool. And a lot of people that I've spoken with have said, yes, that experience has happened to me. So how about you? Have you ever seen a K-drama being filmed? And tell me about it. That would be great. So Joyce says yes. Okay, so she's agreeing with me. Anyone else? Oh, someone, thank you. That's really kind. That's a great message. You are certainly welcome. Thank you for being here. So we do have time to finish this question. Have you ever seen a K-drama being filmed? In my case, in my neighborhood, I was walking with a friend getting some exercise, and we saw a crew filming something that looked like a historical drama because my neighborhood has some beautiful how can I explain it? There's like a beautiful wall, like Seoul City Wall, and a beautiful stream, like this, kind of small river. So it was a beautiful area that we were walking in, and they were filming a beautiful looking historical drama. Another one was at Incheon Airport, and it looked like a large scale drama. I forget the name of it, but there were seemed like pretty famous people. And they were just filming at Incheon Airport when I was taking a flight out of there. How about you? Have you ever seen a K-drama being filmed? These stories could take a while to type. So while you're doing that, we can move on. Oh, yes. Joyce says, asked to participate in a scene. Suddenly, I had to sit and eat in the bakery store. Wow, that's so cool. So you were an extra, like an extra character. They grabbed you as an extra and said, now you will be in this production if you wish. Wow, that is really cool. Kathleen says, it's kind of a privilege for people living in the capital area. Good point. Yes, so if you live in Seoul and the surrounding area, maybe these things can happen more often than others. I hadn't thought of that. Good point. Joyce, but I didn't get paid. You should have. But anyway, at least you had your face on television. That's really cool. Okay, everyone. Why don't we begin our quiz? the first question that I have for you. Now, you don't need to overthink it. You can say something, and if it seems right, I'll give you the point. Oh, we have another message before we begin. Okay, Kona. Okay, I kind of live around there, so very cool, very cool. Okay, so our quiz, our first question. Name one common trope in K-dramas. So a trope, if you remember, is something that's repeated, not necessarily good or bad. So like a repeated theme or idea. What's a K-drama trope that you can name? Let's see who can do it first. Name one trope in Korean dramas. I wonder who can do this first. Awesome, Kathleen. Yes, the rich guy loves the poor girl. Fantastic. Okay, our next one is grammar question. Who can use cringe in a sentence? Our new vocabulary word. Make a sentence using cringe. The verb cringe. Blah, blah, blah made me cringe. I cringed when blah, blah, blah happened, or when something, went like this. Who can use cringe in a sentence? That's a bit of a hard one. Ooh, Joyce wrote a lot. Very nice. Yes, and I would agree with you. Very good. Yes, so we have the definition. Sungmin. So cringe is to feel disgust and show it by moving your face or body. Good job, good job. You gave the perfect definition. Could anyone make a sentence? So definitely Lee gets a point, but who can write it in a sentence? Oh, Kathleen, I love that sentence. Watching someone doing aegyo makes me cringe. So I don't know how to translate aegyo into English, just like cute behavior or cute actions. Yeah, so that can make you cringe. I cringe when I watch horror movies. Awesome. Very, very, very good. All right, and now we'll end our quiz with an easy one. Name the title of the last K-drama that you watched. So you can write it in English or Korean, actually. What is the last K-drama that you watched? Please type it. In my case, the last one was a Netflix drama called Extracurricular, and it was very dark. It was a thriller, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it was certainly entertaining. It was a good story, and it had me on the edge of my seat. On the edge of my seat means I couldn't stop watching it. I was really engaged. So that was the last one that I saw. Okay, Sungmin, very good. This one I need to check out, An Old Man Intern. Awesome. Thank you so much. That is a good recommendation. Anyone else? The last one that you watched? Maybe Itaewon Class. I know that one is so popular, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I plan to. The Misunderstanding of Love. I wonder if that was any good. I wish we had more time. You could tell me about it. Seriously, leave a comment if you want to recommend any K-dramas that I should watch. I'm really open to that. Okay, it's on MBC. Cool, thank you. Oh, Kathleen, yes, very good. It seems like that one is nice too. The World one. Good, good. Anyone else? All right, everyone. So it looks like it's time that we finish up and we move on to Professor Kiva's lessons starting at 12. She will be talking about stereotypes. I think that's going to be really, really awesome. So please head over to her live stream and check that out. After our lesson, I'm going to read through the chat comments and get some recommendations of K-dramas. I really appreciate that. Wow, we have more coming in. Awesome. Okay, everyone. So let's finish up. Bye-bye.